So I got this job when I was a student in 2013, and in the beginning it was so good. I was a bartender, by the way. So I worked as a bartender in this restaurant, and it was actually my first job that I got. And in the beginning it was all very good. I liked the job. I was very excited about it, and also very grateful, because I have been applying for a job during that period of time. I don't know how many applications did I send. I actually did not send that many. I was just going door to door to restaurants, bars, clothing shops, and anything I could find. I was going door to door and trying to talk with the manager and try to get basically any job. It didn't matter the position. Nothing mattered. I was just trying to get any job so I could so I could pay my bills while I was studying. So I was in this job searching mood or mode for probably a month and a half, 2 months, while I was also studying. So whenever I was not at school or did not have to do some homework, I would go and just hand out my CVs to restaurants and bars and clothing shops and whatever I could find, really, as I said. And then I got this job. I got this job at a restaurant as a bartender. I was really excited, as I said in the beginning. They asked me, really, the only requirement was, I spoke with the manager and they asked me about the experience, the bar manager actually. Actually, no, I spoke with the restaurant manager and she said they don't need another waiter at the moment, but I said, you know what, doesn't even matter, I can clean dishes or I can swipe the floors, anything, it's okay. And I think she liked that, and she said, you know what, I think Harry, the bar manager, might need a new bartender. I was like, okay. So she gave me his phone number. I called Harry, who, by the way, was from Australia, and I had an enormously difficult time understanding when I was talking with him, because of his accent. Obviously, my accent is. I'm obviously not from UK or US. English is not my first language, so probably my accent is also difficult for some people to understand, but for me it was extremely difficult to understand Harry. But anyways, I talked to him. I understood the fact that he wanted me to kind of go for a trial shift, I guess. I was with this other bartender, Thomas. Basically, I realized it wasn't even a trial shift. He was just showing me things. And then Harry called me into his office, or he called me into a corner of the restaurant, and basically he asked me, "Oh, can you work on Christmas?" I think it was November or something like that. was a long time ago, obviously. But he asked me, "Can you work on Christmas?" I was like, "Yeah, I can." "Can you work on New Year?" "Yeah, I can." "All right, well, you're hired." So that was that. So I was really excited in the beginning, and the whole experience was very stressful, but amazing at the same time, because I was alone in the bar as a new bartender on Christmas and on New Year's Eve, and there were more people than you could imagine in that restaurant in this period of time. Like I thought, like, hey, who's coming in a restaurant to eat food, and like on Christmas or like even New Year? Like, that's not gonna happen. The restaurant was fully booked. I was stressed out because I didn't have any experience. I didn't got like any proper training. I had another shift with Thomas when like he showed me a few things, and that was it. He showed me the cocktail list and everything. So it was that. I took a photo with the list and just try to memorize it, like memorize the ingredients, what you have and everything, and so on. So that was basically my training. He showed me how to make coffee, basic stuff, how to make tea, how to make milkshakes, all that. And again, I was really excited about this. Well, as time passed by, bar manager, like after a few months, was replaced with someone else. I started having other colleagues, but that was not the issue. The issue was that at some point they actually, the restaurant manager actually told me, because remember, I was a beginner. I was very excited about my new job, and I tried to learn as much as I could about it. So one more experienced bartender told me that I should actually taste the drinks that we have in the cocktails, like bourbon and things like that. I should taste them, and because even to this day I'm not really drinking alcohol. It's not really a thing for me, but and even back then. But he said, you know what, you have to taste, and you have to know how the alcohol you're putting in the drinks tastes like, and you also have to taste the cocktails yourself, because people are gonna come and they're gonna ask for recommendations, and even if they don't ask, maybe you recommend them something, so you have to know what you're serving. So I started doing that, and then one day the floor manager, or restaurant manager actually, saw me tasting some alcohol, doing just this, and she got mad at me. And she actually said, "Alex, stop drinking. And that was the first incident that kind of made me lose motivation, because I've tried to explain to her, and she was also busy, I understand, but she never got back to me to talk about it. And she said, like, I don't have time now. So it made my experience, not my experience, but that was the first situation that I did not like. I disliked. And then after a while, as I said, the bar manager changed. They tried to actually get me, I think they were cutting employees off. They're trying to lay off some people, and I was one of them, probably because I was working part-time, and they also had some people working full-time. So for those people to get more hours, maybe, I'm not sure. But I felt at the time that I was putting so much work into learning the craft and becoming better, and I was excited. I was grateful to them for giving me the opportunity, and I started to be fast, when delivering things. And of course, I'm biased in saying this because I'm talking about myself, but I truly think that I was making progress, and then never got a word of appreciation from them. And then just one day, out of nowhere, they tell me they have to let me go. At the end, that has not happened, but from that point on, I started to hate the job. But I was still there. I still worked, 14, even like 15, 16 sometimes, 16-hour shifts from the opening until closing. I think it was not 16, but like 14-hour shifts easily, because I would mostly be able to work during the weekends, so Saturday and Sunday. And I will take as many hours as I could. And many people who worked full time obviously wanted the weekends off. So this is what I would do. I would take the weekends and work as much as I could. But I started to hate it. And then also, I didn't really enjoy the, I don't know if you can call it the community, or it was not my type to really go out. It was never my type to go out and spend the whole night drinking or partying or whatever. It's not really who I am. I don't really find pleasure in that. I rather find pleasure in going in nature, doing something else, and usually during the day, not during the night. Not to say that sometimes I don't like spending or like staying late during the night, and I don't do that, but just this was not really who I was and who I am. And that environment was different. However, I still stayed even though I dreaded going to work. Whenever I had to go to work, I hated it. I hated it because in my eyes I was not appreciated. I wasn't being given any kind of feedback, or real feedback that I can implement. Like, for example, if I'm doing something wrong, pull me aside, tell me that I am doing something wrong, and let me know. They also said that after 3 months they will increase my hourly rate, so the money that I would get. They never said anything about that afterwards. I didn't say it either because I was afraid of losing the job that I, so much needed it. And I did say it after about a year or 2 years, like, hey, I was told in the beginning that after 3 months you will increase my salary. It's been 2 years. Can you increase my salary? Can you increase my, the amount I make per hour? And yeah, they did it. But just the fact that it didn't come from them, they didn't say anything. Yeah, that was also something that it bothered me, but at the same time, it was my fault for not saying anything about it, But the reason I'm sharing this with you is just to say that because I think there are so many people in that position, they stay at a job they hate They work 2 jobs and they hate them. They hate the jobs. They work 3 jobs and they hate all of the jobs. And they still stay there. And most people are not staying at a job that they hate for only 3 years. They're staying for 30 years, right? For their whole lifetime. And I just am here to tell you that it shouldn't be like this. I'm not going to tell you quit your job today, but I'm here to tell you start working on your exit. Okay? Have a plan. Have a plan. Obviously, this is a travel / make money while you travel channel, but even if traveling is not your dream, you can still maybe something else. Maybe you just want to work for yourself. Maybe you want to freelance. And this is what I do now. You know, I'm a freelance marketer. I do Facebook ads for local businesses. And I truly, truly enjoy what I do. I feel like I cannot say finally found, because I've been doing this for about 5 years now. And also I had like another online business that was not very successful, but I still made some money with that one too. So this is what led me into now doing what I do, being a freelance marketer. But the thing that I want to tell you is that you don't have to settle. You don't have to settle. You don't have to stay where you are. Or, you don't need to quit your job now, as I said. Even if you hate it, I would advise against it. But start working on a plan. Plan your exit. Okay? And if traveling is what you want to do, I really hope this video inspires you, because that's what I do now. I work for a few clients. I don't even have that many clients, because quite frankly, you don't even need that many clients. Just imagine you need 6 clients that pay you $500 a month, that you are consistently producing results for, and they're gonna stay and they're gonna still be your clients. And maybe, yes, from time to time you're going to lose 1 or 2, because it's normal, it's just the way it is. But then if every month you are working on and trying to get at least 1 new client in your portfolio, you're gonna pretty much be able to maintain the same level of income. So 6 clients paying you $500, that's $3,000 per month. And with that money and that type of work, you can go and live in Thailand, where I am right now, because you are location free. And me in Thailand, I could leave for just $500 a month and save $2,500 every single month. Okay? But again, you don't have to quit your job now. But I made this video to tell you that you also don't have to stay for 30 years at the same job that you hate. If you do hate your job, because there's many people that have a job and they like it and they like where they are. They like where they are in life, and that's perfectly fine. But if that's not you, if you are where I was, if you feel the way I felt, start working on an exit plan. Start working on an exit plan, and maybe in 1 year you can leave your job. Start learning a new skill. Of course, I'm biased saying this. Yes, I do have a coaching program. I can teach you how to run Facebook ads for local businesses in a month. But you don't need to buy from me. just learn a skill from other people, right? Uh, Pay for a course to learn graphic design or how to make a website or whatever it is, you know. There's so many options. There's so many options, but just learn a skill that can enable you to work from anywhere else, from anywhere in the world, and that it is a high paying skill. Ideally, it is reoccurring as well. Like if you do marketing, even if you don't do Facebook, if you do Google ads for people or YouTube ads, that's reoccurring because a business will is not just a one-time thing. They will want you to keep running ads for them every month if you're producing more than what you're costing them. Okay, but that's it. This is why I made this video. I worked at a job that I absolutely hated. I hated Monday or Tuesday because I knew Saturday and Sunday will come and I'll have to go to that restaurant and work in that bar. I hated it. I was there for 3 years in that position. Many others are in a similar position for 30 years. Don't let that be you. Don't let that be you.